Hi guys, we're back. So now that we talked about the importance of quality essential oils and the different ways to use them, the science behind how they work, let's dive into some of the most basic tips and tricks for actually using the essential oils, because I know sometimes it can be like this big mysterious black hole of, you know, lack of confidence when it comes to essential oils, because we just don't know where to start. We don't know what we're doing. We want to use them safely and all that. So these are some of the tips and tricks that I use all the time just to make it easy. And honestly, just give yourself grace because it takes time to learn. I had no idea what I was doing when I started either, and I'm still learning. We're always learning. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is carrier oils. So when you hear the phrase carrier oil, think a fatty oil. Carrier oils are considered fixed oils. They don't evaporate the way that essential oils do, and they're much heavier. So I'm talking about things like olive oil. You know, you have that in your kitchen probably. Apricot oil, coconut oil, all those things. If you're just needing a carrier oil to dilute an essential oil or something like that on the fly, or you're making like a lotion or a whip or something like that for moisture, you can use a carrier oil that will turn to a solid when it's cold. But if you are wanting to make blends, like in a roller bottle or a dropper bottle or something like that, you'll need to use a carrier oil that is in liquid form. So like, here are some of the ones that I use. I use organic fractionated coconut oil, that would be liquid, and I use apricot oil. Now this one is probably not as great of a brand, so I really love the organic fractionated coconut oil. And then I also will use organic sweet almond oil, but this one is a little more pricey, and so I'll tend to use that more for like facial things, smaller amounts, not just for, the everyday roller that I'm whipping up. I do that all the time. So some other ones would be, I said apricot, argan, avocado, rosehip, grapeseed oil, and olive oil. You can use olive oil if you're in a pinch, but it is pretty greasy, so it's not something I go to all the time. Apricot and the fractionated coconut oil and almond oil are really nice, silky, light oils. All right, so the benefits of dilution. Why do we dilute? Essential oils evaporate way slower, and it gives them time to absorb into the skin when we dilute it. And it lessens the chance of skin reactions and irritations, like with spicy oils. Just like onion or a hot pepper is spicy but extremely good for you. You're not just gonna like have that all over, your skin or whatever. And essential oils, think of it the same way. They're extremely good for you. They're extremely potent, but you just have to respect them. So that's one reason we dilute. And then it also saves you money because you're using fewer drops. You don't need as much. So, and it makes spreading the essential oils over large areas of skin easier. Think of a massage. But it does not decrease the effectiveness of the oil. It just keeps it on your skin a little longer and keeps it from evaporating into the air so fast. So you're all good. When it comes to application, the areas of application with essential oils topically, they can be applied in many different areas on the body, but these are some of the most popular places that I put them. So I do like the back of my neck, for tension or whatever, my temples for tension, my spine for muscles, bones, all that good stuff. Or if I was running a temperature, I would put peppermint oil on my spine. That's a good trick to keep in my throat, behind my ears, inner wrist, and then obviously my feet. So I typically apply spicy, like immune support oils to my feet. I will also do my throat, but keep the feet in mind, especially for children, and here's why. Why do we put oils on our feet? So one reason is that oils deliver faster through the bottoms of your feet. The pores are thicker on the sole of your foot, and so our legs act kind of like straws, sucking up the compounds of the oils into the bloodstream. And the soles of the feet and the palms of our hands are the only sites that don't have sebaceous glands. I think I'm saying that right. So sebum, it would be like an oily substance, and it would actually shield your body from absorbing anything. So the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet do not secrete sebum, so they're more readily able to absorb the oil. So it's great for that. And it's also, keep this in mind for kids, less risk of irritation and sensitivities. It's a great place because when you put it on the bottom of your feet, it allows us to put hotter oils on there because it's tougher skin. I've pretty much never run into any trouble putting oils on the bottom of feet, even undiluted. But if you're worried about it, you could still, when in doubt, dilute. You'll be fine. And just start with a small area and go from there. Everybody is different, so we just have to experiment and see how we do. All right, and then also every nerve ending in our body ends in our feet. And according to researchers, they say each foot has about 7,200 nerve endings, which is crazy. VitaFlex points are great application spots, and VitaFlex has to do with nerve pathways. So like basically applying pressure and specific like rolling movement to those points creates electrical charge throughout the body, and that stimulates our body's self-regulating, balancing process, which is promoting for our body's ability to heal itself. We put ourselves in the right conditions, we feed ourselves the right things, and our bodies are made to heal. There are VitaFlex points all over our bodies, but feet are a perfect place to start. Tons of nerve endings there. All right, so we talked about application. We talked about carrier oils. Now let's talk about something that I do all the time, custom blends, how to use your oils. I make roller bottles all the time. Here are some of them. And why I do this is because, say I have a specific issue and I'm like, I'm not going to go get this oil and this oil and this oil, like 5, 6 oils, however many, and like apply each of them every day. It's so much easier if you apply all the oils you need and add a liquid carrier oil, and you can put a little label on it, and then you can just grab it on the go and rub it on wherever you need. This is my daughter's immune support blend, so I'm rubbing that on my neck. Could do it on the bottoms of my feet. All right, so Young Living has these little Aroma Glide roller top fitments for these fit on top of Young Living essential oil bottles. So this is a great way to recycle empty bottles. Never throw your bottles away. Just a little tip, the way to recycle them. Let me make sure I have this right. I will put all the bottles, the empty bottles, in like almost boiling water for about 10 minutes, and then I will peel the labels off. I'll get the last of the sticky residue off with lemon essential oil. That stuff is amazing at getting off sticky residue. And then you can either use that leftover water with all the leftover oils for diffuser water, or you could put it in a bath. I actually missed the first step though. What I do is I put before I actually put the bottles in hot water, I will actually put empty bottles with a little bit of leftover oil in them in Epsom salts first, and I'll let them soak in a jar of Epsom salts for like several weeks, however long I want, and then I will repurpose those Epsom salts in a bath, a lovely bath. Epsom salts are amazing for you. And then after I have gotten the oil out that way, then I will do the thing with hot water, get the labels off, and then, once the bottles are clean, then you can pop on a little fitment. And you can either do this if you make like a custom blend of something, and you want to pop that top on, or you can put those tops on just any of Young Living's oils. Like I have a blend right here called Endoflex from Young Living, and I apply that daily to my thyroid. So I'm like, it's so much easier if I can just roll it on instead of like dropping it out. And let me just give you a little tip here on how easily these things pop off. So, I don't know if you can see this here. Here are the two pieces, and here's the roller top fitment. All you have to do, put the cap on top and you just twist, and it literally pops right off. And then to put it on, you just place it on top like that, and then you put the cap on just like you're closing the bottle, and you'll just close or twist the cap extra hard and it will be popped right back on. So that's an awesome little trick. And you can actually do the same thing, hang on a minute, with Young Living's essential oils that just have the regular, I think this is called an orifice reducer, and the cap, you just put the cap on lightly on top, not all the way, you don't twist it on, you just set it on top, and then you twist, pop it off, whoops, got some extra joy on myself. And then when you can like do this when you, I don't know why you would do this, you know, maybe you're like pouring this oil into another bottle or something, and then you just put it on like that, and same thing, twist, just like you're putting it on normally. So there you go, there's a little tip for you. All right, where was I? And if you don't, like, Young Living's roller top fitments are the best, in my opinion. I've tried lots of different ones that are not from Young Living. You can buy just roller bottles on Amazon, or I recommend if you're going to buy in bulk, you can get really good pricing at like online glass bottle outlets. But if you do get them from not from Young Living, if you buy them elsewhere, just try to get ones that have stainless steel roller balls. Those will hold up better. The oils won't break down the plastic, and they just are better quality. So one last thing, you can, I believe you can use the same trick for, let's see, you can use the same trick for getting off non-Young Living roller top fitments and the lid, but it doesn't work quite as well. And so one thing that you can grab just on Amazon, or this might have even come with maybe roller bottles or something that I bought. I'm not sure where I got this, but you can definitely buy this. This is a little tool to actually help you get these things off. So that way, especially if you're using a bottle that is a little bit cheaper and not as heavy duty as Young Living's, you might end up bending your cap or something. So like this one has just this open end. I think that's the right size. You slide that in there. Whoops. Slide it in there, and then you can just, whoops, wiggle it off like that. And then putting it back on is kind of the same way. You don't have to like get in there with your teeth or your fingernails. That's what I did the first time. And it wasn't very pleasant getting all that in my mouth and nearly breaking a nail. So there's that tip for you. All right, so safety notes. Keep oils out of your eyes, out of the insides of your ears, etc. If you do accidentally get an oil in your eye, or if irritation occurs, like say if you accidentally get a spicy oil on your skin, if your child would happen to get into something, unfortunately it's never happened to me, but definitely happened to my friends, do not flush with water. And I repeat, do not flush with water first. It will make the irritation much worse. You do not want to do that if you get it in your eye or have irritated skin. Flush with a carrier oil. This will dilute it and distribute it easier. And then after you have like calmed it down with a carrier oil, you can go ahead and wipe it off with a rag or something like that, but never just go onto irritated skin or eyes or wherever you got it with straight water. It will not be a great situation. And then some oils like lemon are photosensitive, and so that is just a word of caution if you're going out in direct sunlight, like Don't slather lemon on your face and then go like bake in the sun, because that wouldn't be a good plan. I've been using oils for several years and I've literally never run into this problem, but maybe somebody has, and so there's your word of caution. Photosensitivity in some oils. And I've said this too, when beginning to use an oil, just start small. Everybody's different. Test it on a small area. Use common sense with spicy oils. And when in doubt, just dilute. Respect them just like you respect a hot pepper. But don't be afraid of them. Nobody has ever died from, let me start over. Many people have died from the correct use of pharmaceuticals, which are legal, prescribed, that whole thing. Nobody has ever died, to my knowledge, from the incorrect use of therapeutic grade essential oils, like Young Living. So just put your mind at ease. You want to use common sense and caution, but these are plants, and so just think common sense, like with a hot pepper or an onion. Amazing therapeutic grade properties, because it's a pure product. There are no fillers. All right, speaking of getting oils on, I think I just rubbed a little bit of oil on my eyelid from changing these lids out. All right, so I've gotten to the point where I kind of know what my body can handle as far as a spicy oil, and I will put, say, peppermint straight, or what they call neat, or undiluted, like on my neck, but I wouldn't have tried that in the beginning. Maybe I would have. I don't know. I like to, be risky. But I give the word of caution out to everybody else. Don't do this, dilute first, test it out first. But the more you use them and the more you realize like what your body can handle, what your body responds to in a positive way, you gain confidence. So there's that. Here are a couple other things that I recommend. When you get your starter kit, you are literally getting the best starter kit, the best jump start into a healthier lifestyle. You can ditch a lot of your other toxic products. You can switch out some things in your medicine cabinet, because you have some amazing tools for boosting immunity and dealing with muscle issues and anxiety and all that kind of stuff. Oops, I said anxiety. Scratch that. Should not have said that. The normal stresses and tensions of life that just popped out. I use oils for anxiety, but I'm not saying that will work for you, all right? I have a love-hate relationship with FDA compliance, as you can see. All right, so you're getting the most amazing head start. But I have noticed that when I started this lifestyle, there were a few things that I immediately realized, hey, this would perfectly complement my starter kit, and this is something that I would use. And I've mentioned a few of them already. One would be the roller bottles. Whether you buy some on Amazon to make some custom blends for yourself, the first one that I usually recommend to all mamas is the Immune Support Blend. And you can make that with 6 starter kit oils. It's amazing. Or maybe you need something for head tension or neck tension or muscle tension or whatever. Grab yourself some roller bottles. This will help ensure that you're actually using your oils. One of my favorite Royal Crown Diamond leaders in Young Living, Jordan Strant, she says, oils won't work if you're not using them. So the key is to get in there, start using them, have them out where you can see them, use them consistently to see amazing results. All right, so then the second thing would have been carrier oils. You're going to need a carrier oil right off the bat. You might have one on hand and you can use that, great. But for a long term, I definitely recommend getting one that you'll like, something that's really light and silky and not greasy if you don't like that kind of thing. And like fractionated coconut oil, apricot, almond, all those are really great options. All right, and then a third thing would be, I kind of mentioned this, Epsom salts. So you can use this in your bath along with essential oils. It's a great way to de-stress, do a gentle detox. But then also, I love using them, like I said, to repurpose my essential oils to essential oil bottles to pull out the oils so that I get every last bit of goodness. Epsom salts are definitely something to keep on hand. Next would be dryer balls. I don't have that right here, but that is an easy, pretty inexpensive switch to make if you're still using dryer sheets. Those things have been studied to cause disruption to our hormones, our endocrine system, and make us more prone to allergies, and they kill our immune system. So what I love about Young Living's essential oils is that everything synthetic fragrance in my house is destroying in my body, essential oils are working to support those same systems of my body. So not only can the fragrance of pure essential oils smell good, but it's actually having a chemical response in my brain to support the different systems of my body. So drop a couple drops of essential oil on your dryer balls. Citrus Fresh from the starter kit is really yummy smelling. I love that one. All right, and then another one would be, this is not like must have, but these are just things that I'm telling you that you would benefit from having on hand after you get your starter kit. A glass spray bottle for thieves cleaner. So it doesn't have to be glass. You're not drinking it, but lemon does break down plastic, and there would be citrus in the thieves household cleaner, and that stuff is amazing. You can literally clean everything with it. It's super powerful, but yet it's gentle for kids and pets. Excuse me, and your immune system. So grab yourself a glass spray bottle. If you are interested in the brand that I recommend, I can drop that in the comments. I think this one is off of Amazon. I got a whole slew of them to save some money, but all you need is like a cap full of thieves cleaner and the rest with water, and you're good to go. It's amazing stuff. All right, and then the last thing is, I should have said this first, to be honest, the essential oil pocket reference. Okay, there are a lot of different editions. This is the 8th edition, I think the most recent one. But guys, if you want to know how to use your oils and build confidence and have a resource that you're like, how do I do this? What do I do? Like, I'm having this issue. And obviously I can't give medical advice. If you ask me, what do I do for XYZ on like public Facebook, I'm not going to be able to help you because we're not allowed to. But I can point you in the right direction. So this little book right here not only talks about all the oil singles and blends that Young Living has, and the ways to use them topically and internally and aromatically through diffusing and all that. It has tons of science, but then it also has an entire section of all, I don't know, I haven't studied if it's all the issues, but every issue that I can think of to look up, oh, someone's dealing with this issue. This bodily, something's not working the way that it's supposed to. I'll go look it up in this book, and oh, what do you know? There's a section right there for that very issue. I mean, there's sore muscles, inflammation. These are things that are not FDA compliant to even say, but there's a section for whooping cough, bronchitis, athlete's foot, like hormonal issues, everything. It will tell you about what you're dealing with, and it will also give you references for essential oils to use, so you can feel empowered to actually go, I could go make this. It tells me, you know, what the benefit is, why, how it works, and I also have an idea of where to apply it, and you can start incorporating it into your life, because these essential oils are super, super powerful. They work. God gave us these amazing plants and resources to use, and I just feel like it would be so dumb not to use them, right? They're amazing gifts. All right, so those are some of my favorite tips and tricks for using essential oils. There are other little things that I use to make products, but this, I would say that what I shared with you are the basics of just getting started. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. I hope it encourages you to, if you don't have your oils there, get out there and get yourself some oils. Start using them for your family and make it a part of your lifestyle. I promise you're going to be so blessed. You'll love it. All right, guys. Thanks.